Yo, what's up, guys? What's up, guys? This is your Coach Renz, and today we're going to spend a little time talking about restoring your credit and wealth building. You might have seen some of the other videos on restoring your credit and wealth building. We're going to take a little time today to talk about the same thing. Now, this is a live video, so everybody who's watching this afterwards, just be patient. We're going to give people a little bit of time. What you're seeing behind me is my wall that I put up so that I can have all my IAMs and have my wealth building materials up here, things that I use. But we're going to give some people some time. When you come in, just let me know who you are. We're going to talk about two main things today. We're going to talk about one video I've done before where I talked about how to do a pledge loan. Do a pledge loan. And I'm going to tell you more about the pledge loan because I need you guys to understand how easy this is and how it works and how it doesn't hurt you. I've found that some people have been afraid to do it simply because they really don't understand how easy it is and that it's not a liability to you. Like, I'm going to show you how to reduce the liability of having a pledge loan completely, how to reduce that liability. And when I tell you this, it's so easy, you're just going to like slap yourself. We're also going to talk about one of the wealth building techniques, which is a self-directed 401k or solo 401k. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the self-directed 401k. No, this is a solo. We're going to talk about the solo 401k. We might talk about both. All right. So I want you guys to get ready for that. Get ready for that. Like, I went and did some things today that's going to give me probably like another 30, 40 point boost in my credit score. And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this. Now, we're also going to talk about the financial alchemy program, because right now we got 20 seats that we're filling, and those seats are going quickly. Now, I got a call from someone who's in the industry, and it was like, yo, you kind of shorten this thing, man. I'm looking at I'm listening to your videos. I'm looking at the information you're providing. You should be charging $500 for this, but I'm not charging you $500. I'm going to charge you, it's not going to be $500 for your investment in yourself. This investment in yourself is going to be $99 for your first month and $77 a month thereafter. So I'm not charging you $500 and then charge you another $180, $170 a month. But this is just for those first 20, and we're almost there. We're almost at the first 20. So I'm going to tell you, you better hurry up. You better hurry up. I had to send a text out to someone who had expressed interest in it, in doing it. They hadn't done it yet, and I just sent them a text letting them know that, hey, space is running out. I'm willing to hold space when you tell me you're going to do something, but one of the big things about fixing your credit is the fact that you have to do it. You have to do it yourself. You have to take the initiative. I'm going to do a lot for you. But there's a thing that when you become a teacher, like, I'm not a school teacher, but I used to teach IT, and I've taught so many other things. I taught while I was in the Marine Corps. Anyway, I like teaching people. So there's one thing that you learn as an instructor, that when you read something, you'll retain 10% of it. So 10% of what you read, you can go read a book on restoring your credit. You can read a book on building wealth. Think about it. In the self-help book world, building wealth, making money, is those are the most read books of anything. Those are the most read. But yet, most people are poor. Most people are just barely making it. Most people are paycheck to paycheck. Most people are hand to mouth. If self-help books on how to make money are purchased more than anything else, they're read more than anything else in the self-help industry, why aren't more people having better credit, and why aren't more people becoming wealthy? It's because only 10% of what you read, you retain. So only 10% of that book you're going to retain. You read the Richest Man in Babylon, 10% is retained. You read Think and Grow Rich, 10% is retained. No matter what book you're reading, only 10% is retained. So what's the next step? It's what you hear. What you hear. You go to a seminar. You sit into a program, and you're just listening. You listen to a lecture. You listen to YouTube videos like this one. And what are you going to do? You're going to retain 20%. And you know what? I'll do a video, and in the comment section, somebody's harping on something that was minor in the video, or somebody's harping on something that wasn't the issue, but was just a side piece to the main piece of the issue. and they are focused on this small part. And it's because 20% of what you retain, when you hear something, you only retain 20% of it. Now, what you say, what you speak, what you talk about when you're having a discussion with someone, when you're talking about it, which is why coaching is vital, and you retain 70%. So for the people who have signed up already for the Financial Alchemy program, congratulations. When we have our first session, guess what? You're going to retain 70% of what I talk about, what we talk about, because it's going to be a discussion back and forth. There'll be an evaluation. As we evaluate your credit score, we evaluate your finances, we evaluate when you fill out your 70-10-10-10 budget sheet, when you fill that out, when you send back to me your capacity map and we go over your capacity map, when we go over all of the material that you receive to get started, before we even have the first coaching session, when we get ready for that first coaching, all that stuff we're going to go over, you're going to retain 70%. 70%. You're going to retain it. Hey, but so where we are, we're at 90%. 90% of what you do. What you do, you retain 90% of it. 90% of your activities, the things you do. This is why in the Financial Alchemy program, you have to participate. You have to do certain work. You see, too many credit restoration programs only allow you to sit back. You don't do anything. They send out all the letters. Now, we are going to send out most of your letters, but you'll get a copy of all of the letters. Most of the people, they don't send out, the people don't do any work. Some of the things to lift your credit score, you're going to do those things. Because when you do them, you retain the information better, as well as you retain the activity better. And that's what building wealth is about, you retain the activity. So when we get into the wealth building portion, there's a lot of activity that the person must do. And that's why, and the reason why is because I don't want them to, it will be bad coaching if I set you up and get you into a 700 credit score and above. It will be bad coaching if I get you there, get you in a position where you can buy what you want to buy, do what you want to do, but then you find yourself back in the same situation within a few years. You find yourself head over heels in debt. Now you got to come back to me. And I don't want to recycle you. My goal is to teach you and then, fly from the nest and never return, right? To be able to maintain this. For the only reason you come back to me is for next level stuff. All right, for next level stuff. So a lot of the research you'll have to do. So 90% of what you do, you retain. So if you do it, you retain 90% of it. But we're going to guide you in a lot of those things. We're going to make sure that you get there. That's why you will have to do a ton of work, because I want to make sure you're doing it. You're understanding and you're moving forward, right? That misconnection with a couple people. Hopefully you come back. But all right, so we're gonna go into this because I don't want to keep you guys too long. If you have any questions at any time, let me know. So a while back, I did a video. Video was titled something like, I got a 30-point boost in my credit score. And in actuality, that was just in the TransUnion credit score. And it was an 84-point boost in my Equifax score. All right, so I got an 84-point boost in my Equifax score and a 34-point boost on my TransUnion score using one tool. And I want to talk about that tool in greater detail today. Now, if you've seen that video, let me know if you've seen that video of how I got a 30-point boost in my credit score. Let me know if you've seen it. If you've seen it, you'll already know some of what I'm talking about, but I want to break down an aspect of it that some people are having an issue with, okay? So what is it? What are we talking about? Let me give you my expertise. And I hope you guys are listening very well, but write this down, and then I need you to go and do it. I know a few people have done it, and their credit score is jumping. Their credit scores are jumping when they have done this. The people who have just listening to the video went and did it, their credit score is jumping. So I know your credit score is going to jump when you do this. So I talked about going to your credit union or going to Navy Federal is where I did it, where I do mine, where I said go and do a pledge loan. So you take like $1,000. I took $1,000, went into Navy Federal. This all takes 10 minutes. I say, hey, Navy Federal, I'm put there's $1,000 in my checking account. I want you to take that $1,000 and I want you to give me a pledge loan, which is basically a secured loan. They do the secured loan, they approve it, and then they give me a check for $1,000. And then with that check, I take it and I put it back into my account as cash, and then I go about paying whatever bills I have to pay that I originally have that $1,000 for. Okay. Now, today, guys, I went to Navy Federal again, and what I did was I did another pledge loan, right? And 10 minutes after the pledge loan, only because they were closing, you gave me a check. Okay. Ooh, I let y'all see that check number, didn't I? It'll be all right because it'll be deposited tomorrow. I mean on Monday. But I went and did another pledge loan. The last pledge loan bumped my score up 34 points on one account and 84 points on another account. I suspect that it'll bump my score up at least another 50 points. Right? And you guys know, and I'm very transparent, my score was hampered by my ex-wife filing bankruptcy on some accounts that we both were still attached to, and it killed my score back in December. It broke it down. So with the knowledge that I have, I went back and I started rebuilding. All right. Now the pledge loan is a very good tool, but let me explain an aspect of the pledge loan so that you'll feel more comfortable about it. Because the issue that someone questioned me about, they said, well, look, Coach Renz, here's the thing. I don't mind going out and getting a pledge loan for $1,000, $2,000, taking my tax return and go get a pledge loan. Take your pay. You get paid on the 15th of June. Take your check, your entire check, whatever it is, $1,000, $2,000. Now take your entire check and go do a pledge loan. You're going to get your money back in like 10 minutes. But take your entire check and go do it. You'll have your money immediately. But they say that I don't want to take on liability. You see, you do a pledge loan for 1 year at 2% interest rate on $2,000. It's about $177 that you have to pay back every month. Now, some people say, well, that's another liability. Won't that go against your 70-10-10-10 plan? Won't that hurt me when I'm doing my budget reduction when you're a part of the financial alchemy program? No, it doesn't. And let me explain to you why it doesn't hurt you. All right? Because the beauty of a pledge loan with Navy Federal especially, and make sure your credit union does it this way, your bank does it this way, and if you can get with Navy Federal, go do it with Navy Federal. I don't receive anything from them. That's just who I did it with. When I pay, so my $1,000 pledge loan I have right now, the payment is $42.72 every month. $42.72. So it's an automatic withdrawal from my NEC account, my necessity account of $42.72. They take it out. Now, 3 days after they've taken that $42 out, they put $42.72. They put $41 into my savings. So the premium that I just paid, the premium of the loan goes back into my savings within 3 days afterwards. So now there's $41 in my savings account. Now, after you do that the first month, so yes, the first month you got to come up with that first month payment. After you do that the first month, I take the $41, right? And then I automatically put it into the account where it's going to pull from the next month. And I add $1.72. So then when it comes around for the next payment, out of that, and you can do it, set up in one account that it pulls from, it pulls your amount from. Set up another account that is pulling this loan from. So as soon as it goes into your saving, then move that $41 back into that account that it's going to pull from. Add $1.72. So then when July comes up, it pulls the $42.72, pays on your loan, sends the $41 back into your savings, move the $41 back into that checking account that it's pulled from, add $1.72. August comes along. It pulls the $42.72. 3 days later, it gives you the $41 back into your savings. Then you move that $41 back into the checking account that it's pulling from, add $1.72. Do I need to say it one more time? Let's say it one more time just in case. Then September comes along. It pulls the $42.71. It puts the $41 back into your account, into your savings account. You add $1.72 to it and move it to that checking account again. You're recycling the same payment over and over again, just adding $1.72 a month. Basically, you're only adding the interest of the loan every month to the original payment that you was making. Now, the payment is not a liability because the payment is only $1.72. After you get past the first month, it is $1.72 a month to maintain a good payment history on a $1,000 loan that is building your credit. That you first got a 34 or 84 or 50 point boost in, whatever your boost that you got on this loan, you're only paying $1.72 a month to maintain the loan and maintain the good standing. And it's being paid off. Now, if you have the $42 every month, that's cool. You put it into that checking account. Like if it's going to come out of your red checking and it pulls and you're not worried about it, that $41 will keep building up into your savings. And after 12 months, you'll have $1,000 in your saving. The reason why I say that, because most Americans don't have $1,000 in saving. This is a way that in 1 year, you'll have $1,000 sitting in your savings. And you can maintain that because you've realized you don't need to touch it. You don't have to touch it, right? So it can sit there, right? But if you don't, if you're strapped, if you're 99% leveraged, let them take the $42.72. After it's paid, they put $41 into your savings. Add $1.72. So it's $42.72. Add $1.72. Put that into the account where it's going to draw from and let them pull from it again. It's easy. It's the easiest thing to do. How hard is that? I mean, come on, guys, tell me. How hard is it? How easy is it? Be honest. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't saying nothing because y'all know how easy that is. That's like so simple. That's the simplest thing. This is why you need to join Financial Alchemy. This is why you need to join my credit restoration program, because these are the simple things that you can do in order to build your credit score. I mean, guys, in 8 months, you can be, 200-300 points higher than what you are right now. It depends on your score, of course, but you can be so much higher than what you are now. Right? If you're hanging around in the 400s, you can be in the 600-700s in 8 months. If you're hanging around in the 500s, you could be 700-800 in 8 months. You can get there. It's a simple thing. And guess what? You can do this kind of pledge loan as many times as you like. Like I said earlier in this video, I just did another one today. I went and did another one today. And so my payment is $177. My interest on that is going to be about $3.50. Let's say $3.50. So when I make this first $177 payment, they're going to put back into my savings $173.50. All I got to do then is add $3.50 to that, what they pulled in my savings, and let them pay it again. Then the next month, I add $3.50 to the return of the premium into my savings and let them pull from it again. Every month, every payment for the next 12 months, all I would have to add is $3.50 in order to maintain a good standing on a signature loan, a pledge loan that is being paid back by one payment. The one payment is paying it back over and over again. And here's the thing about it. When I get off this, I'm putting this all on autopilot. All of this will be on autopilot. When I get off this, what I'm going to do is go into my bank account and I'm going to set up, and this is one of the things I'll teach you. I'm going to set up where every month, right, when the 177 is pulled, boom, it goes out. When it comes back, when the 173.50 comes back into my savings, I know when it's going to come back in, 4 days later. So I'm going to set it for 5 days later that it pulls that 173.50 out, put it back into the checking account that is designated to pull the payment from, and add, and then have another $3.50 added to it, so that it does all this automatically. So here's the deal. The payment comes out. Let's look at the one I currently have. Right? Well, I got two now. Let's look at the one that I've been having that gave me the 34 and 84 point boost, which is the payment is $42.72. So right now, it automatically pulls from my NEC account, but I'm going to create a brand new account. I'm creating today a brand new account, and I'm going to put that $42 in there, and I'm going to have the pledge loan pull from there. When the pledge loan, and so that'll be an automatic pull. I don't have to think about it. It just happens on the 1st. Now, what I do know is that by the 3rd, in my savings account, in the long-term, in my long-term and short-term savings account, that $41 is going to come back. The premium, the $41 is going to come into that account. That's going to happen on the 3rd. So what I'm going to set is I'm going to give it some more days, just in case there's a weekend somewhere in there or a holiday. I'm going to set it for like the 7th, that an automatic withdrawal comes out of that savings account, goes into the checking account automatically. I'm going to have also out of my NEC account the $1.72 automatically pulled and go into the other checking where the payment is going to come out of. That way, I don't have to think about it. So I have 10 more months? Yeah, 10 more months left on the $1,000 pledge loan. For the next 10 months, I won't even have to think about it. It'll be automatic. It's automatic pilot. And the only thing that'll be coming out of the money I use on the regular is the $1.72. That's it. The $1.72. What will be coming? And so this new pledge loan, $177. Once I see what the interest is, what the interest pay, how the interest payment is, what the amount is, I'll set that up on automatic as well. When you set it and you can forget it, then guys, it's so easy because you're only, after the 1st month, you only have to worry about the $3.50 or the $1.72. That's the only thing that's coming out of your budget. And you'll see it. And it's so minor. It's a cup of coffee. It's less than a cup of coffee. It's incredibly minor. That's what financial alchemy is about. That's what I want you guys, that's what I want you to be a part of. That's what you should be a part of. That's why you should be over on coachrenz.com/the-store and signing up for financial alchemy. These seats are going fast. That price point on there is changing. It's going to change. Right now you can get it. You're getting something that other people in the industry call me today and valued at $500 a month and $200. I mean $500 initially and $200 a month. You're getting that at $99 and $77, right? So that's why you should be a part of it, because I'm giving it away. It's literally being given away. And those first people who've been signing up today, you're gonna get a contact letter from me, and an email letter, and the video link to go to, and the documentation to get you started before your first session. You're gonna get that like by the end of today, because I don't do these things with an automatic on those. I want to make sure that they personally go out. I want to make sure you get it, okay? Because I need to create that connection with you. So do you guys get that? You understand how that pledge loan works? You understand how that works, right? You see how easy that is? You see how easy that is? Easy. And that's how you want to make it. You want to make it as easy as possible. You want to do the hard work first and then make it easy as possible. That's what I just did for you. That's what I want you to be able to go do for yourself, is to make it easy. Your credit score could be, you can have the credit score you need to get that house in the next 8 months. You can have the credit score to go get a car in the next 8 months. The credit score to go start a business in the next 8 months. The one to go buy the real estate in the next 8 months. Now, because we're talking about that, and I'm not going to be here that long tonight, I wanted to take a minute to tell you guys about a way of building wealth. Many of you have 401ks. Like, if you have a 401k, let me know. Let me know if you have a 401k. And if it's a 401k with your company, let me know if you have a 401k with your company, because what you're missing out on one of the best wealth building tools in the world if you only have just the 401k from your company. If you do not have a solo 401k, if you haven't taken your 401k and moved that into a solo 401k, you're missing out on a huge wealth tool to be able to build wealth on. Huge. And I can't stand 401ks that the company owns. And I want you to think about that. The company is using your 401k to build their company. To build their company. That's what they're using it for. But they're not building you, and you're not going to have enough money. I don't know if you guys saw my video I just did the other day. It talks about raising your credit score. And I broke down how with the way that Social Security is going and the shorting of the dollar, your 401k is not going to last you. All right. Social Security is not going to last you. Your 401k is going to last you about 7 to 10 years after you retire. If you retire at 65, it's going to last you 7 to 10 years, depending upon how much money you have in it, whether you own your house or whether you're just paying taxes on it. Your Social Security, where you should be getting at least $3,000 to $4,000 a month off your Social Security. No, you're only going to be getting like $1,200 a month off your Social Security. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. It's not keeping pace with inflation. I mean, the government is going to owe $112 trillion to the American people in Social Security in the next 7 to 10 years, but yet the American government only makes about $4 trillion a year. There's no way they can afford it other than raising taxes on everybody else or printing more money, which devalues the dollar. What you need is income-based. Income-based. But most of you have a tool that you've been putting money into, but it's slightly different. It's the wrong coding. It's the wrong setup. And if you set it up correctly, you guys will be able to use it as a wealth building tool. This is a wealth building tool that the Rockefellers, that the Rothschilds, that these people use. I know people don't like their names. They're gonna be like, oh, conspiracy theory. But my thing is, I rather learn. You can't fight an opponent if you're not the right weight class. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard, great fighter. So many of you guys are great fighters. But you take Sugar Ray Leonard, you put him in the ring with Mike Tyson. Sugar Ray Leonard doesn't stand a chance. You know, great fighter. Put him in the ring with Muhammad Ali. Sugar Ray Leonard gets beat down. You know, I love Roy Jones. Roy Jones is my favorite boxer of all time. Love Roy Jones. But if he would have gotten in the ring with a Foreman in his prime, Foreman would have whooped that tail. Ali would have whooped that tail. Tyson would have beat that tail. So even though I love Roy Jones, you got to fight in the right, and you got to get in the right weight class. When it comes to building wealth, you guys are not in the right weight class. You got to get you to the right. I can't say it's like a tongue twister. Get into the right weight class. And let me tell you how 401k works just a little bit. It's a little bit, because I don't want you guys to go running off and doing this. Okay, you got to do some research. You go do this. But what you basically are doing, you're taking your regular 401k and you're moving it into a solo 401k. Now, the way a solo is it solo? Let me make sure. We're going to talk about solo 401k on a different day. But we're moving this into a because there's a self-directed 401k. I take notes for everything. I ain't got time to try to memorize everything. So I got my book, my wealth building manuals that I wrote, where I write things down as I study and as I research and as I do things. All right. So there's a solo 1K and there's a self-directed 401k. Now, understand, if you saw my other videos, all of this is held in a trust. It's not held in your name. But the thing about it is, let me put it correctly. Self-directed solo 401k is put inside your LLC. It's put inside your trust. Or you can have your LLC, self-directed 401k, that's attached to your LLC, because you have to have a business in order to have a solo 401k or a self-directed 401k. So you want to have you got to start your business. Dude, you could have, let's see, I know Brick is on here. You can have Brick's Hat Consultancy. And what does Brick Hat Consultancy does? I mean, you paid $100 at the Secretary of State's office to start Brick's hat consultation business. What Brick does is that he ensures and teaches people how to size the right hat for their head. That's all he does. He consults with people to make sure they get the right hat for their head. That's what Brick does. That's his consulting firm that he went and got a business card for, that he set up an LLC with the Secretary of State. And he got an EIN number from the IRS. Now that Brick has that, of course, there's a litany of tax deductions that Brick can now take. And when you become part of the Financial Alchemy program, I'll teach you those tax deductions you can take. But now that Brick got his, and I think you're a guy, I think you told me that before. Now that he got his LLC set up for Brick's Hat Consultancy, he then sets up a self-directed 401k. This self-directed 401k is attached to his company. Any of his employees can give into this self-directed 401k. But of course, he's his own employee, so that's what he does. You can give, and I want to make sure I'm saying it right, but I can't. I lost my page because the fan blew my notes away. So he got his self-directed 401k. In Brick self-directed 401k, this is his solo 401k. So in the solo 401k, he can put up to, if he's over 50, he can put up to $59,000. If he's under 50, he can only put up $53,000 a year in there. Okay? Now, he can borrow against it. This is a solo 401k. You can borrow against your solo 401k. You can't, but you can't loan it to your parents, your spouse, your children, or your grandparents. but you can borrow against it, and you pay back 1.5 plus prime. Now, here's the thing. It's a self-directed 401k, which means that you can invest in real estate. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in land. You can invest in other trusts and deeds and mortgages and tax liens. You can invest in other businesses. Hey, Brick, you can invest in other. I'm using you on here. You can invest in other businesses. You can invest in just precious metals, oils and gas. You can invest in. There's so many. Like the whole world of investments open up to you when you have a solo, a directed self-directed 401k. So let me give it to you very basic. Brick opens up Brick's hat consultancy. He has no inventory. It's just a consulting company that's on paper. Yes, he can take a whole bunch of tax deduction by going to conferences and going on vacations and driving his car and putting, a home office and all that kind of. That's other stuff for when you're part of the Financial Alchemy program. But he can take advantage of all that stuff. But the biggest advantage he can do is wealth building, which means that he uses his LLC to set up a self-directed 401k. Then he puts let's say you put $18,000. Let's make it easy for math. Let's say you put $20,000 into your self-directed 401k. Then what Brick does is he takes that $20,000 and he loans it back to his LLC or to his trust, because the LLC and the 401k are held in a trust, and he's the director over the trust. That way he doesn't own anything, but he controls everything. He puts it into the trust. He takes that money, that $20,000, and he goes and he buys 2 rental properties. He takes $10,000 each, goes and get a loan for $100,000 each for a $100,000 rental property. He goes, he takes it, fixes the house up. Now he's renting them at $1,000 a month. He's servicing the debt that he borrowed from his 401k to $20,000. He's servicing that debt. And let's say after servicing the debt and servicing the debt, paying the property management company and taxes and whatever else, and setting some money aside in escrow, he has $700 a month left over from each one that goes back to his LLC. So $1,400 a month is going back to his LLC, where he is a W-2 employee, to which he can pay himself either as a W-2 employee or he can pay himself on a K-1, right? Either one works. But he pays himself back that money, $1,400. Or the money goes to the trust, and then he gives himself, a fund out of the trust that he pays himself, keeping his tax liability low. It's very easy. Or he takes the $1,400, put it into the trust, and then after, say, a year of putting $1,400 a month into a trust, and I just did some numbers that it's going to be difficult for me to know exactly what the number is. $1,400 a month for 12 months. We know that's 12,000 plus another 8. Another, I don't know, 12,000 plus something else. Somebody tell me the math on that. I'm do the math. What's $1,400 a month times 12? That's what I want to know. So that money goes into Brick's trust. Now that money's sitting in Brick's trust, after a year, he takes that money from the trust, and the trust goes and buy a house that Brick wants to live in. He's a director over the trust, so he can buy it. He buys the house. The trust now has the mortgage on the house and owns the house, owns the property. But Brick lives in the house, so he's living rent-free. He's living utility-free because the trust is paying for it every month out of the money that's made from the 2 rental properties. Okay, and from his job, from Brick's job or some other format, he's been putting another $20,000 into that self-directed 401k, and he takes that and breaks it up, buys 2 more rental properties, and after he buys those 2 rental properties, he goes through the same process. He got $1,400 a month coming in from those 2, going into his trust. Now he wants a car, buys a car. Now he wants a motorcycle, buys a motorcycle. Now he wants, whatever, he buys it through the trust. He controls it, but he doesn't own it. So then one of the people in his house, they slip, they fall. They want to sue Brick. Well, they can't sue Brick personally. They can only sue the LLC and the assets of the LLC. They can't sue him, right? Can't take anything from him to do it. I mean, it's a simple asset protection. There are other ways, there are things, and you get all this stuff set up. One of the things that I teach in my Financial Alchemy program is patience. You have to be patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. America wasn't built in a day. Brazil wasn't built in a day. Africa wasn't built in a day. Nowhere was built in a day. Everything took time to build. So You got to take some time to do it. It took you time to get into your current position, right? You didn't just wake up one day and you was stressed and debt, you know, and all kind of high holy debt. It happened over time. This is going to take some time as well. So, I mean, let me know. Is that some good information? Is that good? I need to know. I need to know if that's some good information. You know, if it's not, then I'll shut up. But yeah, so that's how you want to do this self-directed 401k. You want to set that up, put it, you know, get your EIN, get your LLC, set that up on the side, then you can set up your 401k, and you'll get somebody to set it up for you, and then they'll set that up, and then boom, you're lending cash to your LLC. That money that you making off of it is going into your trust, or you're keeping it in your LLC, and you just keep rotating that money, keep building that wealth. And as that wealth grows, you grow. Right? Because you're able to utilize those funds, because you're the trustee over your trust, and you're the director over your 401k, your own 401k, not the company you work for. So like, let's say you got $100,000 already in a 401k, you go set all this stuff up and then move your $100,000 into your 401k, into your self-directed 401k for your company that you set up. Now you can take your $100,000, you can take $50,000 of that and go and buy 5 houses, you know, 5 rental properties. Now you got 5 rental properties that's bringing you in money every month. Tell me that ain't righteous. That's how you do it. That's how rich people doing it. That's what rich people have been doing over and over again. But we hear 401k, we run for it. But if you look at pensions, the more 401ks have grown, the more pensions have went down. Companies don't have pensions anymore. You have to begin to create your own pension. Social Security is just not going to do it. If you saw my other video, what did I tell you guys? If you were getting 1% compounded interest per month on your 15% of your income that's being allocated to your Social Security, after 40 years of working, you should have about $1.3 million in the bank. From that $1.3 million, if you pulled 3% annually, you will be getting about just under $40,000 a month, which is right around $3,300. I mean, $40,000 a year, which is about it was about $3,300 a month. But from Social Security, you're only getting $1,200 and something dollars, like $1,250. You're being ripped off. You are being ripped off. Completely ripped off. So what you have to do is lower your taxable income, lower your visibility to lawsuits and taxation, and then but increase what your entities hold and how well your money is working for you. Now, I'm shocked that you guys don't have any questions yet. And like I said, one of the first things you got to do is get your credit right. I mean, you guys' credit's not right. And that's why I started, you know, I wasn't going to start this program until around October, November timeframe. But then people started reaching out to me. People who needed to change their financial picture started reaching out and asking, can I go ahead and start now? I didn't want to start because, you know, the few people that I've been working with through just word of mouth, I enjoyed the fact that I'm working with them, and the fact that, you know, I'm running my business, Uncle Renz Popcorn. I was like, I don't want to do that yet. So so what I decided was, let me, you know, but as people start asking and wanting to go ahead and just start, I was like, well, you know what, let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's do it. But I'm running an introduction right now. I'm running an introduction. You know, the people I have been working with, they've been seeing increases in their credit score, 180 points, 160 points, you know, 200 points. So you can get that. And even my own personal score, like I said, after my ex-wife filed bankruptcy on some files that I had already paid off. One of them I had already paid off, you know, and she put that on a bankruptcy, and it like killed my score. It took me like months to get that stuff that she had put on there off, you know. So if you're attached to people, that I got a friend of mine, I was talking to her earlier today. She's attached to some stuff from her divorce. From, when did she get divorced? 6, 7 years ago. 6, 7 years ago. She's still fighting an action. And that action is still hindering her credit. I told her what to go do. But like I said, you have to, you know, sometimes you got to do the work. So, and it's not easy all the time, which is why you need to sign up for this program. You need to go to coachrenz.com/, the store, and sign up for Financial Alchemy. And if you say that you can't afford it, if what you're saying is that you can't afford it, you really don't want it. You really don't want it. We're talking about something that's about $30 a month, $3 a day. Most of you are wasting that on fast food, junk food. And here's the thing. In the first session, your first job that you will have is to put everything in my 70-10-10 budget program, to put it on the spreadsheet that I specifically designed for this. Put all your information in there so I can see where you're leveraged, what your percentages are, where your money is pretty much going. You know, we need to see all that, so when we evaluate it, we got to do some budget enhancements so that your budget opens you up to be able to build your credit score faster. You see, the more I can open up your budget, the faster I can build your credit score. See, fixing your credit score is not just about, oh, Coach Renz got all these collections removed, and oh, Coach Renz, I got 17 addresses still showing up on my credit report, and I got 20 points by getting those, most of those removed, and oh, I got this tax lien on there, and I got that removed, and I got, this on there, and I got that removed, and that. Yeah, getting stuff removed is great, but sometimes there are certain things you don't want to get removed. And then also, there are things you want to have added to your credit. That's why I was telling you guys, if you didn't see the first part of this video, after it's over, which is going to be in about 3 minutes, go back, listen to the first part of this video. Get an understanding of how to do a pledge loan, but then set it up on automatic pilot so that it just pays itself, but it's not a liability because you're only putting out the interest. So like I said, on one of my pledge loans, the interest is $1.72. On the other pledge loan, the interest is only going to be like $3.50. So after the first payment, my liability is the $1.72, $3.50. So that's what, $5.22. My liability to a total loan package of $3,100 of $30 is $5.22. All I have to pay for the next 12 months is $5.22 in order to have a loan that's giving me a credit line of $3,100 and giving me a 100+ point boost in my credit score. Can it be more easier than that? It can't be more easier. Come on, man. If you can't see that, I'm going to be honest with you guys right here. Only those who truly want to take control of their financial picture can see that. Only those who want to build wealth can see that. Only those who care enough about the next generations of their family can see that. Only those who really, really want to see a change in their life will join Financial Alchemy. Because if you can't see it, if you have an excuse for it, if you don't join Financial Alchemy, go and do that. Get some results and then come back and talk to me. Because if you go do that and get some results, then your conversation with me is going to be totally different. It's not going to be, I ain't got the money for it. You're going to be like, what? Coach Renz, I want to be a part of your program. Now, unfortunately, by the time you come back to me, because it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks for you to see the results of that. When you come back to me, this program is going to be $299 to get started, $177 a month is what. Oh, wow, that's so funny. It's going to be $177, and my payment on this second loan is $177. That is so cool. But that's what it's going to be. That's what it is. So yeah, I implore you guys. The seats are filling up fast. I mean, I received like my email just like, whoop, new person signed up, whoop, new person signed up, whoop, new person signed up. So if you guys haven't signed up for Financial Alchemy, you're gonna wind up paying more. And I don't want you guys to have to invest more money, into yourself in that framework. I want you to be able to get for this introductory price. So go and sign up today. If you go to coachrenz.com/the-store, if you still see it on there, because I made a mistake today on my Uncle Renz Popcorn page. I put a new product package out there. I didn't hit the tax button, and I advertised it, and a bunch of people ordered it tax-free. I was not trying to have tax-free weekend. And it's still on there. I still haven't even changed it now that I think about it. But yeah, the 25 pack sample pack, the super mega sample pack, it's tax free right now because I haven't went out and changed it. And I just got into my office and I was like, let me do this live, and then I got to do some other things. But yeah, so you bet even if you want that, you got about an hour. Because after I do this, I got a phone call to make, 2 phone calls to make, and then I'm gonna make that change to tax it on that thing. But guys, go ahead and sign up. Hey, I appreciate you for being here. I know this one is shorter than my normal live videos. We normally talk about 2 hours. I'll probably be back maybe tomorrow morning, talk about some other stuff. I know I'll be on with Kevin tomorrow night. That's actually the phone call I got to make right now. And so I appreciate you guys. Remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself. Why? Because your greatness is non-negotiable. And guys, truly, if your greatness is non-negotiable, go sign up for Financial Alchemy. Go ahead and get started, because tonight I'm going to be sending out the letters, you know, the information for all these people to get started so that they can set up their first coaching session. So, and you're going to see people talking about the fact that they've never been in a wealth building program like this before, that they've you know, have heard people talk the talk, but they're about to walk a walk. And that's the thing, because they're going to be walking it, they're going to retain 90% of it. They're going to retain this 90% in your life. Think about it. If you were 90% in your life being financially fit, it's kind of like if you were being 90%, you know, fit exercise-wise. If you was exercising 90% of the time that you should be, eating 90% right, oh my gosh, you would be in such great shape. It's the same thing. Same thing. If you do this 90%, you're going to be financially fit, like a big dog. You'll be able to live the life that you want. Don't you want to go live on the beach? Don't you want to go live in the mountains? Don't you want to have your money working for you, that in the next 7 years, you want to have your money working for you so well that you don't have to go, that you work because you choose to. You do the kind of work you choose to do. You know, if you want to truly be like what I said, Brick gonna start, the hat consultancy, you could truly start that and not care. I mean, you're going to care, but it doesn't matter if it makes money initially, because you're financially secure over here. That's what I want for you guys. Don't you want that for yourself? I'm sure that you do. Go to coachrenz.com/the store. Sign up for Financial Alchemy today. Those 20 seats are going to go away quickly. I'm telling you. I know, because some other people have already told me that they plan on doing it as soon as they get paid. And even though that's cool and all, I can't wait for that. I got to let the first 20 get in. So y'all have a great day. Remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Deuces. How do I stop this?